The other day, I was working really hard, doing research and preparing an episode for you guys, when this strange thought would not escape my mind. And after thinking about it for a long time, I got to the conclusion that everyone now loves Poland, but Poland doesn't love everyone. I think we should look more into it. Hey, but by the way, today it's not raining, so why don't we go outside and just enjoy the fresh air? These nuts, crazy good.
These nuts?
Nasze 21.
Boom! Everyone these days loves Poland. The beauty, the safety, the vibes, huh? The weather. Nobody loves Polish weather. But what happens when a country all of a sudden becomes too loved, too much interest, too fast? You see, that's where Poland is right now, in this very strange paradox where the world seems to have discovered Poland, but I'm not sure that Poland wants to be discovered. But wait. Don't misunderstand me. I am sure that Poland, and Polish people for that matter, are quite content with being acknowledged, especially after so many years of partitions and abuse and just mistreatment, and literally basically assuming that Poland had nothing to offer to the world. But it's all happening a little bit too fast, and Poles need a little bit of time to adapt. Polish people don't like change. They need time to adapt. Look at that. Soon it's going to be time for me to do all this with my children. This topic is not about race. It's not about politics even. It's about culture. When everyone is now all of a sudden loving you and throwing praises at you, it's okay to wonder if you still recognize yourself. I think Poland, for the longest time, got used to being maybe the lesser known child, the mistreated child. As much as anyone can get used to being mistreated, but let's face it, Poland was Poland. 15 years ago, I didn't really know much about Poland, and I was actually rather good at history. Now, I mean, don't get me wrong, I knew about the Holocaust and partition and all those things, but I did not know Poland. For sure, I didn't know it as well as I knew Spain, Portugal, Italy, France. Countries that, to me, back in Dominican Republic were as far as Poland. Yet, I did not know anything about Poland compared to them. 15 years ago, there were not so many tourists coming to Poland, so many influencers making videos about this hidden gem that now is not so hidden, right? But hey, I don't want to be a hypocrite because I create content about Poland that gets Poland shown and attracts more tourists. And here I am complaining about things. But what I mean to say is that if you think like a Polish person thinks, then it's a very strange place to be when you are not used to this amount of attention, this limelight, literally blinding you. And it makes you wonder why all of a sudden Poland is so attractive. Remote workers, influencers, even retirees are coming in droves, drawn by safety and affordability, or at least what they think is affordability. Because, as I always say, Poland is not that affordable for Polish people. The salaries need to go up. But there is a sense of authenticity that places like Paris, Rome, Berlin, Barcelona seem to be lacking these days. And I honestly think that that authenticity comes because Poland has not been exploited yet to the degree that those places are being exploited. Polish culture is still very much intact, and people respect the culture. People embrace their culture, and people expect you to respect it. If you come here and now all of a sudden you want to partake in this society, it's a very interesting concept to actually see, because I always mention that Polish people are very stubborn and hard-headed, but precisely that stubbornness is what keeps them grounded. It's what has led to Polish culture survival through the centuries. Doesn't matter what they have endured when it comes to challenges, despite how hard so many past enemies of this country tried. Polish culture has endured everything. But there's a plot twist. As foreigners are falling in love with Poland each and every day and singing its praises, Poland is quietly wondering if it even wants this kind of love. For centuries, Polish culture has been defined by survival, erased from maps, partitioned, rebuilt from ashes, but never forgotten, especially by its own people. So it's quite understandable when all of a sudden the world is knocking at their door saying, "Hey Poland, you're cool now. We can hang out. You know what? Hold on, we're coming over." Well, then it makes sense that Poles have trust issues. They are a little bit wary. They see what happened to places like Portugal, like Spain, like France, where tourism exploded and culture in those places sometimes even has been traded like a souvenir. All they get is this prepackaged deal that is meant to fulfill you, but it just leaves you unsatisfied. And Poland for sure doesn't want that. Poland doesn't want to become someone else's cheap paradise. The digital nomads flocking to Poland because rent is cheap and they can buy several apartments and double the rent. What a beautiful thing, eh? I love autumn. Poles are friendly, but they're private people. And most importantly, they value their traditions. So when foreigners and outsiders come with their big voices, making noise, and of course with a backpack of expectations to fulfill their needs, then Poles will push back. But they don't do this because they hate people. They are a little grumpy, but they're not haters. Poland and Polish people are just careful, observant, a little guarded, but they are extremely welcoming once they understand that you respect their culture and you respect them. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that Poles really want is to keep Poland Polish. But an even more important question to ask is actually to stop asking if foreigners will love Poland. Don't ask that anymore. The question that we should be asking is, can Poland learn to love being loved? I think they can, but with respect. The way I see it, Poland stands at a crossroad. At the surface, Poland is young, it's youthful, it's modern, it's European. But at the core, Poland still very much attached to its roots that are old, thick, well placed, and well defined. They know who they are. And I think they're starting to realize who they don't want to be. In this modern day that we live in today, with globalization and people traveling, crossing borders, filming, showing things on the internet, Poland is trying to find its place between how it wants to be known and how it's been known in the past. Poland is not really afraid of change. Poland has proven. Look at the infrastructure. Poland embraces change. Poland is afraid of its culture disappearing. Look at the Commie building. I love these buildings. They have so much character. I don't like communism, but I like the buildings. Culture isn't just museums and folklore. It's also the way people live, what they think, what they dream about, and what they feel. Poland, the more it opens up to the world, the more it wonders, what is it willing to trade? Because whenever we open the doors, we trade things in return. I think it's a good thing that people now love Poland. Who doesn't like love? Because sometimes the best way to love someone is to let them be themselves. If Poland can stay true to itself while welcoming others, it could become a new kind of success story. not for how much it changes, but for how much it stays the same.